Christmas and New Year's. Sorry I haven't uploaded my next video, but I'm doing that today because I've had heaps of church Christmas services and New Year's and Mum's birthday, so it's been really crazy in our household. Today we're going to be doing some Filofax pockets, so if you're interested in that, let's get started. Okay, what you're going to need is some scrap paper or scrapbooking paper that you really like. I've chosen gold with this filigree pattern, don't know if you can really see it, and then some hexagon tessellated colour paper. I also have a template for a personal size Filofax. You're going to need some scissors, a hole punch, craft knife, pencil, and some double-sided tape. Right, so what you want to do is you want to decide which side of the paper you want to use first. So I'm going to be using this side as the back, so that's where the pocket's going to go. So what you do is you lay it on top, line it up, nice and straight, and then just simply trace around. And remember to get your holes in, unless you have a 6-hole punch. If you have a 6-hole punch, you don't have to worry about it too much because, you know, you can just punch it with 6 holes. Easy done. Then put that to one side. Then you decide which way you like it and everything like that. So again, I like it this side better, I think. So what I'm going to do is, because it's the pocket, you want to make sure that it lines up. So if you want your pocket going that way, obviously when you turn it over, it's going to be the opposite way. So if you want it to go this way, which I do, I have to make sure that I'm ruling it the right way. So what I'm going to be doing is looking at it, it's good, so I'll flip it over, and I know that this side is going to be the side that's punched. So I just have to trace a little way up. Now you don't have to worry about the holes so much on this one because you've got the holes on that one. And then just pick how big you want your pocket. If you want it huge, you can have it huge, but I really don't like it that big. So then just rule out where you like. Move your things out of your way. Then we'll cut this one first. Pretty simple. You can use a guillotine if you have one of those. I have one of those, but mine's a bit blunt at the moment, and I prefer to get the really, really straight lines from cutting because it's a bit more precise. Okay, so there's that one. And then I punch as I go so that when I get to the laminating, it's not too bad. So also, if you make your own dividers, this is very similar to how you would do that. So it's not too different from what you already know if you're a planner person. So then now what I'm doing is I'm cutting out the pocket part. So snippety snip, snip, snip. And I suppose if you really wanted to be creative or something, you could make little jagged patterns and all sorts of things on it, but I like it just like that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some thin double-sided tape and then simply place it around the edges. Now, I'm not very skilled at this. I'm sure you guys are much more skilled than I am. So if you are like me, you will see that I've used a very, very thin one. And once that's around 3 of your 4 sides, obviously because that's the pocket part, you just line it up. and stick it down. Once that's all stuck down, now you can leave it like this if you like, but I'm going to laminate this in a minute. So I'm just going to punch my pocket holes. I don't know if you can see them there from the pocket. You can use both papers having colours on the side. I prefer to use one that's a double-sided scrapbooking paper and one that's not, because otherwise it gets too thick if you try and stick two single-sided to two single-sided. Now I had a little bit of a play around. I found this is the easiest way to do it because if you laminate a full length one and then try and stick it, it's stronger, but obviously it just comes undone. So that's not what we want when we're in our Filofaxes. So laminate, and then I'll show you how to score that in a second. The second way to make a pocket is you can get one of these little folders from Officeworks. I think this is $1.29, and it's right on fashion at the moment with the stripes and the teal colouring. Again, you use your template, but this is a bit different. So what you're going to be doing is measuring twice your length. So you want to go across and around, and don't worry too much about the holes because that comes later. And then again, so find your line, line it up, and then rule it off. Now they had all different colours in this. They had teals and blacks and oranges and all different stuff at Officeworks. So if you have an Officeworks near you, you can go and have a look. And I think if you buy 5 or more, it works out at about, I think, $1.10 each. So it's pretty good. And this one is a no laminate one, which is really good if you don't have a laminator or you don't trust yourself with the laminator, or for whatever reason you just don't want to laminate. So line it up again, and then just... Okay, so now what you're going to have to do is find your line and just start cutting. What looks like an elongated piece of folder. Now this is the hardest part. If you have a scorer at your house, you should use this to be scored and folded up nicely. I don't have a scorer, so I just do it by my eye, and I know a lot of you will be having a little heart attack right about now. So where you've marked, you want to just fold in to the middle, and it's wobbling a bit on me. Then just push that down nice and firmly so it's nice and bent. So you've got 1, 2, and then you've got 3, 4 sections. Now because I don't have that scoreboard, I'm going to really make sure that this is folded. And there's my cat. He likes to make an appearance every so often. I'm really going to make sure this is folded well. Okay, so you can kind of see where we're going with this. We've got the folder, and this one's actually awesome because you can have 2 pockets. So what you're going to do now is you're going to figure out how you want your pockets. Again, if you want them to be pretty big, that's your choice. If you don't, then you don't have to do them that big. So I don't really like big pockets, so I'm going to go from the bottom of the blue stripe to the top of this white one here, and just rule that. And this is really easy for me because I've got the stripes as a little measuring guide. If you don't have one that's stripy, then that might be a bit more difficult for you. Probably not. So then you've got your little V. Then what you want to do is you just want to cut that so that, because we're working in pencil, obviously you can always cut out the rub out the lines if they bother you. But I'm not so fussy. And then we'll just snip, 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 snip. So now you can see this pocket's coming to. So now you've got your little pockets and your little, it looks like a book a little bit. Now I know we used double-sided tape on the last one, but I'm terrified that's going to come undone because this one doesn't get laminated. So I have a little bit of super glue, and now you don't need a lot because, you know, super glue is pretty super, but also it does spread, so you just want to put a little bit around the edges, just really little bit, and make sure your cat doesn't jump in the frame. It's pretty good usually. It won't jump up until I'm doing a video. So that's all one side. And then again, leave your pocket open at the top, otherwise it defeats the whole purpose. So once that's down, hold it in place for a few seconds. These are just my color preferences. You could have pink, or you could have orange, or you could have whatever color the foils come in. Now I've seen some plastic ones. I'd like to see how these go with plastic, but yeah, so whoops. So they will loosen up a bit. I'll just glue that corner down because that's where I need it. So that's basically the pocket done. Now what you want to do is you just want to wait till this is dry. That's not working now. I'm too impatient. Too impatient, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to trim up my messy edge here. And then what you want to do is you want to decide which way you want your folder to open. Now, you can do it and have your 6 holes along here and have this flap as a temporary one, like the Filofax rulers, or you can have the whole thing as a temporary one, so you can pull the whole pocket out. Now I only want one side temporary, so that's not a big issue for me. So obviously you don't want to punch this side because otherwise it's not as secure. So you want to have this side face down. Then you can draw your holes. Now again, if you have a 6-hole punch, you're going to have no problems with this. Me, I work by hand, so I have only got 1 hole punch. Okay, so now you should have something that looks like this. So your pockets should be here. Again, you can tidy up the edges. My edges are terrible. But I'm going to leave this side as a permanent side. And I want this side to be easily taken out of my Filofax. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut little V's. Now, I don't know if you can see that very well. I really can't tell. But we put something dark behind. You can see it's a little V. That will make it easy to pull in and out of your Filofax. I have a lovely pocket personal Malden, should I say, that this blue is going to look awesome with. So there's your pockets, and as you can see, that can easily be pulled in and out of your filer pack. So now, as you can see, I have laminated it. Now I ran it through the laminator twice because it just makes it a little bit more sturdy. Then you just cut it out. Now I like to leave a bit of a border with my laminating because it makes sure that it's nice and sealed. I suppose if you're really worried, you could run it through the laminator once it's all finished again. Now you get your craft knife and you just want to score along the edge. So you have to press fairly hard. And there you've got your pocket. So you've scored across. Now you shouldn't be able to see anything on the other side. And then you just re-punch your holes. And again, like I said, if you've got a 6-hole punch, you can do it all in one, but I'm old-fashioned, so I'm going to do it one by one. Alright, so there you go. You have your pocket. Now this is the one with the double-sided tape, if you remember correctly. So that one's all ready to go. If you really wanted to, you could decorate this side and then laminate it, but I like the pattern just as it is. And that's the same as this one. So I've got two now. This is the one we did earlier. This is the no laminate version. So you've got your pockets here, and as you can see, probably can't fit a full personal size in, but if we cut some paper, you can see that fits in there nicely and it's nice and secure. So when it goes in your Filofax, it's not going to fall out because you've got this folded. And again, you can decorate it or however you like, but like I said, I'm quite simple, so I like it just as is. Especially if you've got Project Life cards, some gold ones would look awesome on this. So they're the two different types. Remember, we did talk about this one and doing it all in one as a big laminated thing and scoring it, but this is just double-sided tape, and it doesn't, while it works, it doesn't hold stuff as well, because as soon as you put something in it, it tends to lift, which is not great, especially if you want it to be super secure. So I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial about how to make Filofax pockets. If you did like it, you can have a go yourself. This size here will work with pocket and personal and mini, but not A5 because of the size of the A4 folder that we cut up. These ones, however, they will work beautifully. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and leave a comment about what you think we should be doing for our videos. We'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you next time. Bye, Punkie Pies.